Hi everybody, it's Jane from Living Skies Vintage. Well, I'm back again to do a little bit of some arting and creative stuff, and I've brought my Gelli plate out. See, it's a really flexible plate. I have a bit of a vinyl cover on the back. It's not quite as dirty looking as you might think it is, and of course my background's a little bit dirty, but this is a type of print plate that you can use to get monoprinting objects from. So I'm going to try and do a little bit of that today, and we're going to play a little bit. So welcome back. I think I already said my name. It's Jane from Living Skies Vintage. I like to do all sorts of thrifting and creative things, and I like taking old items and repurposing them. And now this is just, I'm not repurposing anything except continue to use my well used acrylic cheapo paints, and these aren't very expensive, and frankly most of the time I do try and get my supplies from the thrift store. Now, oh, I've misplaced my roller. Just hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm back. It's just a simple little paint roller that really just need to spread this paint out in a thin manner. And what I'm trying to do today is I got a couple of prints from Dee Dee Willingham, and I've seen both Dee Dee and Yolande from Devon Rex for Art try this, where they take the image from here onto their Gelli print and then add more color. Now this particular one isn't spreading out very well, and my Gelli print isn't warmed up, so I'm just trying to warm this up a little bit. And oops, let's get some roll off paper here, just that I can take my roller and just kind of take most of the paint off of it at times, so that you're not and I'm sorry if this is shaking a little bit because you're attached to the desk. But let's just grab a stencil. Here's one. It's got a lot of open area. I'm just going to stick that on there, and I'm going to take another piece of paper, and I'm just going to try and take off all of this paint. And what's going to happen is you'll see the image left from the stencil. It's going to come off on this piece of paper. So we're going to, in the end, get a number of prints, possibly. See how that's come off? A number of prints of different things that I can use. Now this here should still have, I'm going to try and lift it up. There, you can see that. I'm just going to stick that stencil there and do this real quick and get some of the paint off of the back of that stencil. Now, I want this to dry a little bit before I put any more paint on, so we'll just let that dry, and I'll be back. Okay, hold on. So I'm back. Now you can take a look. I think you can tell that the paint is fairly dry on this, and the object of what we're doing is the first layer of paint that's on here is going to be what we see first when we take off the paper. So I want to put maybe a couple other colors behind this down here, maybe just to kind of highlight it. So we've got some purple going. Let's get, not that pink. Let's get a little bit of light pink maybe around the outside edges and see what's going on, okay? And always make sure that your paints are shaken up well, otherwise they do get a little bit watery. And like I said, these are not expensive paints that I'm using now. I might have wanted to do a little darker color than that. That might be a better lift-off color in the end, but let's see how this works. I'm just going to do this down here right now. Maybe I can, what I'll do is I'll maybe do an ombre to a darker color at the top. So let's see how that'll work. Take that off, roll that off a little bit, and I have, yeah, pink blossom. So quite a bit darker pink. A little bit of a booby there, but that's okay. And there's a hair. We don't want the hairs. Live in a house with a cat. Always have hairs. He'd be lying on top of this right now if my door wasn't closed, I'm sure. Actually, I think he's outside prowling around right now. He does love being outside in the summer. So yeah, let's see if I can maybe you can see that the purple's still staying on there, so I got that. All right, I think, and it still doesn't have all of it covered in paint, because you can see through there. Now I'm going to dry this, and then I'm going to see if I can do a pickup of it, because you get too many colors and it just starts to turn into a mess, and I want to see that I can hold on to that stencil. So you just hold on a sec and I'll be right back. So that layer's dry, and remember, I'm just kind of warming up my stencil right now. I want, I know that this is not necessarily going to be the best, but I haven't used my stencil for a while, so I need to kind of get the jelly ready, if you know what I mean. So, should I do a black? No, I think I'm going to take that light pink that I had. There it is. And I'm going to do this as the base color. So all of that will show up. All that darker pink, the lighter pink, and the purple will come out with on a light pink background. So now this layer, I want to do a little more even. And definitely I need to have it kind of wet, because I will be applying the paper to this once I have this evened out. And oh, I've got something. Let's see if I can get that off. See, it was making a mark on my plate, and I don't want that. I want this nice and even, and I think that's looking good. I can see it's not too heavy. I can kind of see the other paint through it. I get all of this paint off. And now I want to get a piece of paper down. Now this I'm using right now is just plain old photocopy paper. And it's actually pretty good, you know, for, you know, just playing with. And you can see, look at the wrinkles already in this paper, how it absorbs the moisture. And that's how we are getting the print to come off. I'm just looking at, there it is. So this is what I use to help me kind of flatten the paper. You see the paper's stretching a little bit because of the moisture. That's the only thing with copy paper, is you're going to get a lot more stretch. But I'm just trying to warm up my jelly print right now and get it working so that I can have a couple of prints. Now you see, like, it wasn't too bad. I got that, but I might add some things to this. That was the first one I pulled off, and that was just in preparation of this. And then this one here, I'd taken the stencil that I had put over there and just put it down here and rubbed it down, and then I put paint over top of it as my roll off to get the extra paint off. So this is a scrap piece of paper, but hey, it's not bad looking, so you never throw anything away. Now, okay, I'm looking, you can see how it's quite clear here, and I'm managing to get the paint off. Yes, not all of it's coming off, but oh, there's the stencil starting. This is the fun part. And you can see the paper is quite damp and stretchy. But isn't this a fun pull? Look, oh, let's just put this back here. See, and there's still a little bit of purple up there that didn't quite come off. See, left on here, but I don't mind. There. And now this will be nice because you can doodle on this. I use a lot of these for background papers when I'm making my tags. I had the other one. When I'm making my thank you tags for enclosing in my sale items. So, you know, all that stuff that I do and put in there, it's all handmade, one of a kind, and yeah, I like to do that. So this is the fun part. So let's see what I can do about getting something else on here. Let's go. There's some purple on there right now, I can tell, left over. You can see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this yellow on there, which is on the color wheel directly opposite from the purple. And then let's just see if we can do maybe a little ombre, just kind of maybe get a sunset going. Let's see. So I'm going to put this yellow there. And I'm going to mix them all together. This one says it's bright red, so let's put that at the bottom. And I've got an orange here. Yeah, got a bright orange here. So we're just going to put that in the middle. Sorry for the continual shaking. Slop, slop, slop. So there's a little bit of orange right there. That's going to be the base. So let's see what we can do about getting these all. Maybe I shouldn't have done it that way. Hold on. Do it this way first. Get more of the yellow. There we go. I don't mind it that way like that. Blended a little bit together more than I wanted to, but that's all right. That's all right. The other thing that you can do with your jelly plate is you can actually take objects like this. No, that's just a top of a pill bottle. Yeah. Well, I'm going to take the pill bottle first. Maybe we'll make some circles. And then maybe I'll take the bottom of it and I'll do some more. because I want to take some of the paint off to get a pattern going, eh? Let's do that. I'm just going to stick that there. Now, I should have my... That's not it. There it is. Little scrappy papers. Scrappy papers. Scrappy papers. Now, this I can use later too. I'll kind of unfold this paper and use it as collage material. So you can see the purple coming through on there, and that one. We're just going to do that there. There. Let's try one. I'm going to do one right here, a swirl. Okay, that just makes a nice circle. So I might do another one of those, because it cleans off the paint too a little bit. There we go. I like that. All right. Unfold that little bit of paper. That can just set aside and dry off, because I might use it again. So this is all still pretty wet. You know, it's got some nice fiery colors in it. Maybe I'll have to put like make this kind of in along the Halloween theme schemes, because you know I might be making some Halloween stuff soon. So we'll just kind of let this dry a little bit, and I'll be back. So I decided I wanted to bring back some of the yellow now that this is dried and put it in the background, because it kind of disappeared there when I smudged it all in. It turned more orange and red. So let's make this yellow the background color instead of black. And let's spread this out, see what we can get. Now you want a nice even coating. I like how that's coming. So I'm going to put a piece of paper on there and let's see what we can get. Okay. Like I said, I like, this is just a old aluminum tray that comes in handy because it has a nice flat surface. It's not going to rip the paper, and I can kind of extend the pressure of my fingers to a flatter surface than just the fingertips. You can see this is still wants to be creasy because this is just the cheap coffee paper, but I think that's creasing in a different spot than where it was before. So let's see what I can do. Did this come off? Oh yes. Oh yes, that worked. Look at that. Oh, and I got some of the purple too in the background. Look at that. That's what I like. Ooh, I can even see some of the flowers still. Kind of a ghost print. I like how that turned out. You know, really simple mono printing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now try. I'm going to have to put a little coat of paint on here just to lift some of that orange, because I don't want it to interfere with this transfer. So let me just do some of this, and I'll see if I can lift the rest of that orange up, because it's nice now. The paint's kind of staying thin, and it's drying on it. So I'm just going to do this now. Put this on the back of there. Use up your paper, use up your paper. And then what I'm going to do with this is I am going to try that image transfer that we talked about. And I'll talk a little bit more about that once I get this cleaned up a little bit. There we go. So I just put a single color on, just trying to get some of that background paint off that I put on. Now I could stencil on this, I could stamp on this, still goes with the rest of the papers. Always keep your papers, even if they don't turn out, you can tear them up and use them for color. So here's the plan. I want to take this image and I want to transfer it onto another piece of paper with my Gelli print. And in order to do that, I needed to get a photocopy of it, because it's this ink that will transfer onto my Gelli print. I don't know if the ink from the coloring book will do that. It might not. So I would be better off trying to do it this way. I have to admit, I haven't really watched both of those videos for very long, but I got the gist of it, and I'm one of those people that I just got to jump in there and try it and see for myself if I can do it. So here we go. There's the image. I am going to give her, let me see, what should we do this background in? Because it's this part and her skin and some of this rose, some of these details that I'll be able to kind of dab away, I hope, and leave the black lines behind. So this looks like really jazzy stuff. And since it's going to be the first color that we see, I want a nice, bright color, not brown, something that'll show up, not a dark blue, burgundy, no, let's go with a pale blue. Start it out that way, okay? And that's what we'll be dabbing off, is the pale blue color. Okay. Choo! My roll-off paper. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, boy, okay. Here we go. So I'm just trying to put an even layer of paint on here. Enough so that the paint will absorb absorb this image. Now the image is way over to this side, so I'm gonna kind of stick her a little bit down there, a little more. And I'm gonna take an extra piece of paper, which can be just this one. I'm gonna stick that up there and just take that extra paint off so I'm not getting my hand on it. Now I want this image to adhere to this. Now this paper's not being very cooperative. Probably should have put the copy on a better paper too. But let's see what we can do, okay? About getting all these wrinkles out. Or at least flattened down as much as possible so that we can get an image. And this is just a photocopy, so like I can always try it again. No big deal. So I'm hoping, I'm gonna let that, I think I have to let it dry a little more. We'll come back after it dries a bit, okay? All right. Well, I let it dry for quite some time, ladies and gentlemen, and it didn't come out the way I thought it would. But, like I said, it was only a photocopy, so I'm going to take this back to the drawing board. In the meantime, I've made a few painty papers, and I've introduced you to some Gelli printing, so I hope you enjoyed it. It is lots of fun. It's a great thing to do with the kids, and when you have bigger papers, frankly, you can actually start making gift wrapping, and your kids would love that. It's a great thing to do in the summer. So I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed my creative playtime, and I hope you come back again, and we'll see you real soon. Thanks, everybody. Please like, please share, and subscribe, and thank you all. Bye.